Incredible. This is the rim. That's where we're going. So I have a little anxiety about doing a hard section by myself. I try to keep myself at around 70% of my ability. You would not believe how many cows I've seen up here. Stand up, just go. That was a bad rut. Oh my God. I wrote on the map. Nope, I went the wrong way. Okay, now we're on the route for reals and going in the right direction. This is not good. This is not good. That is the hardest section I've seen on a regular BDR. Okay, tabulating results. Carry the 2. All right, more likes for keep going on the hard things. Oh, there's a coyote. I just saw a coyote. God, I wish I was on the DRZ right now. Ow. If I can't get going up the hill, I'm gonna have to go down, find another way out. That's assuming I can get this bike up. Hello friends, welcome back to the Dork side. We are continuing our scouting trip to discover new Oregon BDR sections 1 and 2. If you haven't yet, watch the previous video where I did all of section 1 and I ended in Paisley, which is here. And you can see section 2 starts in Paisley but backtracks quite a bit. So I did all of this road yesterday. And so I'm coming from the other side because I'm camping halfway through, and I discovered this neat little road that goes up and hits the trail. So I'm going to skip this section to avoid about another half an hour of backtracking just to get there. So save the Hadley viewpoint for when we actually run this route in July, the whole thing. We'll stop then. And I just wanted to point out that if you decide to stay at Summer Lake Hot Springs, you can go back to Paisley and get up on the route, or you can come down the road to where I am right here. You'll skip the same section I'm about to skip, but it'll be more convenient to get back on the route. Section 2 has the 2 new optional harder sections, and the third one remains the Cache Mountain one, which I have done several times on video. You can check that out. Last time was on the DRZ, but I also did it on the 300L not that long ago. Right now, my plan is I've got my camper with my dog parked halfway through the route at Thompson Reservoir Campground. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon because I spent the morning moving everything and whatever. So I figure I got about 3 hours to get back, and then we'll have dinner, and then I'll do the rest of the route tomorrow. So I'm about 60 to 70 miles into the route. So I'll do half today. Don't worry, it'll be all one video for you. And then half tomorrow. So I'm not like on a super time crunch, but I don't want to leave the dog any longer than I have to either. So I think my plan is to do the first optional harder section, see how it is, and then either skip the second one entirely for time's sake, just because we'll have some idea what the harder sections look like, or if it's like super easy, maybe I'll do both. But my plan right now is just to do the first one. If you didn't know, they changed sections 1 and 2 and half of 3 of the Oregon BDR this past winter and moved it quite a bit farther west. Holy shit. Are you serious right now? This is what we're going to be looking at all day. I'm not on the route yet. Okay, yeah. See why I think this was a great change? It's a hell of a lot more scenic out here than the endless sandy desert of the old section 2. I'll tell you that much. I'm on the 390, navigating with DMD. That is the Adventure Tech Pro tablet, which I am pleased with thus far. Somebody always asks. Might be the last real major run for the 390. I got it to 1,000 miles, almost 1,100 already. So we'll be 1,400 or 1,500 by the time I get done with all my riding and backtracking on this trip. Holy shit, dude, what a cool view. And it'll be time to review it, and then, I don't know, I toyed with keeping it for a long time. Thought, oh man, maybe this is the one, but cannot get over the engine character. I just can't. Incredible. This is the rim. That's where we're going. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. So I mentioned this is a scouting trip. This is not the BDR run, so I'm loaded up a little less heavily than I would be if we were carrying camping gear, and also doing a lot more backtracking, because this is just kind of, the idea is to come out and get a sense for the new sections in a fun, kind of leisurely, relaxed way, which is why I brought the camper and the dog and everything. So doing it that way does mean there's a lot of backtracking. So you're doing twice as many miles as you would be if you were just riding the bike straight through, which is what we'll do in July. The other reason I'm skipping the first part of this is it's all on this same really wide gravelly highway type road, it looks like. We'll find out, but I don't think it's going to be super difficult riding, so it'll be something fun to blast through and get that viewpoint on the actual trip. But I don't think we're missing much other than the views from the top of the rim, which I just got a handful of. So, yeah. All right, looks like it's the left. Yeah. Now we are on the route, I'm pretty sure. This is it. Only road on the map. Nope, I went the wrong way. Okay. I thought I was getting off that road onto another one, but nar. But nar. Now we're on the route for reals and going in the right direction. Go us. We're up on top. It's quite a bit cooler. It's really neat to see the aspens. I don't have a lot of aspens in my part of the state, so I always get stoked when I see them. That gravel was really slippery and loose, pretty fresh, but that's a good sign because it means the Forest Service is maintaining these roads that are now on the BDR. So thanks, Forest Service. I'm getting cold, man. It's funny. I have the liner from my mesh jacket if I need it, but did not expect that. Looks like I cut out about 20 miles of this section with my cutoff, but 10 of that was backtracking, so I didn't miss a lot. Nice and flat and open up here. Plenty of places to camp if you needed it. Now, before we take this ominous looking red road that's off to the right up here, just want to say thanks to the sponsor for today's video and this adventure, Brake Free. But what I love about the Brake Free unit that just goes on the back of your helmet, stick it on your helmet and you're good to go. No app, no programming, no connecting it to your bike. It just has an accelerometer that tells drivers behind you when you're slowing down, whether you are braking or just downshifting or just letting off the gas. It will flash and alert the drivers behind you from a much higher position on the back of your head, making you much more visible from behind and hopefully keeping those cagers off your ass. I definitely notice a difference. Yes, subjective, but I've also heard other people say this. Every time I go into like a thread on Reddit where people are talking about the brake free, they're always like, oh, I totally notice people staying farther back. I do too. I totally notice that. It's also great for when you're riding off-road, leading a group, or even just being in a group, because when it gets dusty, it's nice to have that light up higher that kind of cuts through the dust so you can see where the person in front of you is, or the person behind you can see where you are. And the other thing is, at night, or at least when it's dark, it's really hard for people to tell if something's a motorcycle. If you add that elevated light, then it's two lights stacked, and it's obvious that that's not a car. It's more likely a motorcycle, the shape of a motorcycle person. You're just more visible overall. It's not like the cheapest thing you can buy. Oh, there's a coyote. Holy shit. I just saw a coyote. So, can't put a price on safety, but you can save $10 if you use promo code Dork in the road, or just use the link I'll put in the description for you to pop over to Brake Free's site and check out the units. I got black ones, I got white ones, depending on what color your helmet is. That was a very small coyote. Might have been a fox. Could have been a fox. Couldn't really tell. Just like brown, about small dog sized. It would have been a pretty small coyote. Had to have been a baby. It's probably a fox. Anyway, thanks to Brake Free for sponsoring the video and the channel. Been working with them for a couple years now. They're great to work with. They make a great product. The battery lasts for freaking ever. And their helpful funding helps me get out and do trips like this so that you can see if you want to do this part of the Oregon BDR. The red line is growing ever closer. So I have a little anxiety about doing a hard section by myself, but I forgot to mention earlier when I was talking about the other hard section at Hager Mountain, I did that like 2 weeks ago on this bike. So Nathan, one of the route architects, assures me it's not crazy bad as long as it's not super muddy. It's not super steep and there's not a lot of sand. Those are the things I worry about the most. I try to keep myself at around 70% of my ability most of the time when I'm by myself, so I got a margin for error if I get into something a little worse than I was expecting. So we'll go on, check it out. So there are two alternate harder sections. I got to assume they exist not just because they're harder, but because they get you out on the rim where you can see the view, because the view from up here is incredible. And I'm just going to do the first one today. We'll save the second one for the next time I come up here. And I'll have some idea how hard it is, because it should be similar-ish. I believe that is it right there. Must be. Yep. Okay, leaving the main route onto the optional hard section. We are not saying anything. We are not speaking too soon. We are not making any judgments. We are not jinxing ourselves. We are just riding and taking what comes. That's what we're doing. So far, it's no looser than just the beginning of Section 5 coming out of Sisters. It's got some cindery stuff like this. You'll slide around on. Wonder if it gets worse later in the year. Maybe it's still got some moisture in it. I was promised some rocky ruddiness. Yeah, okay. I can see how this would suck when it's really wet. Some big embedded rocks for sure. Oh, there's a rut to go with it. Fun. Okay, here we go. Some rocks. Good stuff. Big rocks, big log. Looks like a big turd in the road. Lots of moto tracks, actually. A few 4x4 tracks also. Yeah, this would suck if it was muddy. Definitely suck. I do like the suspension on the 390. It resists bottoming quite well, even with my corpulent posterior aboard. And I like that. Front's better than the rear, although I haven't cranked up the rear, but the front is a lot. I feel like the rear is pretty basic. Based on what I've been told, I know nothing about suspension. Yeah, look at that. Would suck if it was muddy. And I wonder if this will get sandy. Like if I just hit the sweet spot. So we'll find out in July, won't we? Loose. That it? It's fun. Yeah, I wouldn't sweat that. At least the way it is today, that could be on the main route. And it wouldn't matter. Okay. See, I start talking. This would suck if it was muddy, for sure. Got our overlander friends helpfully digging out ruts through the mud for us. Kind of them. Absolutely big bikeable. Ah, fuck. See, that's what I was afraid of. Oh, there's a go-around. Okay, well. Oh, there's some ruts. Man, I hit this perfectly. In terms of timing. Everything's dry. Almost there. This is pretty. That'd be a cool spot to camp. Main road should be right up here. There it is. We survived. All right, well, if you're on the fence about a harder section, that's a good one to start with because there's not a lot of elevation change. Just some rocky stuff that's fun. Just if it's wet, I wouldn't go up there. We're gonna skip the second one for time and so that we have something to look forward to on the next route. So, looks like 12 miles to the Indian Mountain summit. Whew, that was the easiest, harder section I've been on. That one was good, short and sweet. I'm too curious. Let's go down the other harder section for a little bit. At least to the point, it's only 2 miles. See how the road looks. Okay, yeah, this is rutted out. It's all the same color though, so it's hard to see. It's not too bad, not very deep. Here it's a little deeper. Okay, nice ruts, so fun. Probably the side is gonna be the move. Yeah, again, if this was wet, it would suck. Dude, a lot of bugs though. Hit me in the face like crazy. And it's early and cold. Oh, that's one in my mouth. Okay, so that is the continuation of the harder section. Looks like more of the same as the last road, but let's see what this Fremont Point is all about. So many bugs, oh my God. Okay, so there's a cabin up there. Looks like you're walking up. Nope, there's a road. There's a road. Ah, cool. Picnic table, holy shit. Whoa! Awesome. Damn, dude. Yeah, okay. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Oh yeah, we are on the rim. Holy shit. Holy shit. So that's Summer Lake. The road I came up on is on the far end of the lake. Wow, this is cool. Definitely come up to Fremont Point, even if you're not going to do the rest of the hard section, which I might save for the next time. Oh yeah, this is the hardest thing I've seen so far today. Still Subaruable, for sure. Oh my God, the view. Okay, I gotta rent this. Look at the cabin is right on the edge. Oh my God, that's incredible. That's going on my list. You're just right on the edge of all this. And there's a balcony. Yeah, okay. That's cool. Yeah, okay, as I suspected, the view is even better from up there. So that's on the bucket list. What a cool spot. And not hard to get to. Subaruable, easy. All right, so I'm doing a poll. If you want me to keep going on the hard section, hit the like button right now. If you don't want me to go on the hard section, hit the like button right now. Basically what you're indicating is which one you like. Do you like when I do the hard section or do you like when I not do the hard section? Okay, tabulating results. Okay, 2. All right, more likes for keep going on the hard thing, so we'll keep going on the hard thing. Yeah, this is ruddier. This is worse. Fortunately, we're like as high up as it goes. Like I don't see any higher points around me at all. So not gonna be much chance of going up at least. I guess we could drop in elevation significantly and I wouldn't be able to tell that was coming. Just rocky, a lot of embedded rock. Nothing super loose yet. This is 2-track. I've been calling some of the other stuff 2-track, but no, this is actual 2-track. So far today, nothing above a level 2 of 5, I would say, on the difficulty scale. Yeah. Yeah. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Again, I said it 15 times. If this was wet, this would suck. Like, look at this. Gnarly. But it's pretty dry. Yeah, pretty dry. I don't really want to go down in those holes. Oh, what was I saying about it being wet? Looks like I got a path on the side. People are going all the way around. I'm at least going to stay on the road. Yeah. Ooh, yep, slippery. Slippery. Third gear was a choice there. Fortunately, we generally, not always, but generally have the option of the middle on a motorcycle. There's a picnic table back there. A couple of them. What is that? It's not even on the map. Alright, well there's a random sort of camp spot. What is this? Oh, that's a campsite, dude. That's absolutely a back-end campsite. So, this looks like an abandoned campground. Yeah, it's 2 spots. One here with a picnic table. Huh, okay, well, if you're looking for a really secluded place to camp with a picnic table, and decent little spots, take the optional harder route, and there's a cute little abandoned campground with 3 spots. About to hit the main road. It was just this cinder stuff all the way out, so you saw the hard part. Definitely harder, which is why it's called that. It's not called a hard section, it's called a harder section. My guess is it would be on the main route if it wasn't for the fact that it can get so gnarly muddy depending on the conditions. Definitely don't miss Fremont Point, even if you don't plan on taking the rest of that. You could treat it like an out and back. It's only 2 miles. Absolutely worth it. The view was incredible. The Cache Mountain section is way worse. Don't ride this and get all, like, I did the other hard section, I can do this. The Cache section, it's a lot different than this. Anyway, continuing on, I'm gonna hit the main road. That's it right there. In fact, I see it. So let's keep riding. Alright, this is the turn on Indian Mountain. It is an out and back on the route, not an optional hard section, so, oh, what the shit? What is that? Is this the thing to keep all the runoff? Is that how they're protecting it from the, yeah, interesting. That's the weirdest water bar I've ever seen. Oh, there's another one. Okay, well, it beats putting jumps in the trails, I guess. Obviously for runoff. That stump looked a lot like Bigfoot to me. But these are weird coming up because they're angled at me. I've been in the woods a lot. I've never seen this. God, I hate for that thing to deflect me off the cliff. Why did I say that out loud? This one's huge. Those things are weird, dude. Oh, hey, cool view. Is that the view? I assume that's the view, and that's why that's there. Oh, unless you want to look at the other side. In which case, there's another view. Pretty neat up here. Definitely worth the out and back on this one. The POIs are a lot better on the new Section 2, and I say that because there really weren't any on the old Section 2. The viewpoints and stuff. It's way more good. Way more gooder. You guys, it's way more gooder. Well, not bad. There's the marshy northern part of Summer Lake. Dude, you could see forever. Really neat plateau over there. Didn't want to do it on the way up because I needed my momentum and I didn't want to stop, but I do want you to see it because it's weird AF. Look at this thing. That's just like radial tire material. So weird. Never seen that before. Look at this. Cool. So there's a really hard left onto this cinder road from that main road, which is real easy to miss. I know because I did. But man, look at this shelf road up the hillside. The view's about to get really good, I'm guessing. Of course, all you can see is dead bugs on my frickin' windscreen, but pretty cool views, though. Much better views on new Section 2s. Yippity-doos. Oh, we up here, 6,300 feet. Onto the other side. You would not believe how many cows I've seen up here. Boy, I can't wait to get back to the trailer. Can't wait to get back to the camper and have some caffeine. There's a bunch of babies up here. Look at that. Look at it. It's beef on the run. Beef-a-runny. Ground beef until he got up. Anyway, watch out for cows. Always, when you're in the ranch land in Southern Oregon. Even I'm surprised to see how many. Hey guys, it's all good. Oh man, that one's definitely a bunch of mamas and their babies. That one had a very swingin' udder, which is a cool band. Wow. Anyway, never fully commit to a corner until you can see all the way through it, because there could be 25 cows in the road. And you hit a cow, it's not going to move. So you're not going to win that one. Whoa, it's loose, bro. I was lulled into a false sense of security on that big, wide, fast road. Yeah, this is worse than the harder sections, because it's not steep, but it's definitely going up and down. That is loose. Oh, shit. Yeah. Started going in a way I did not want to be going. We just came up all that, now we're going down. Ooh, this is a little hill. This is a little hill. I mentioned this is a little hill because it is, in fact, a small change in elevation. It's cool in here. Oh man, more loosey shit hill climbs. Oh, but onto a different road? Yep. Yeah, this road is definitely more fun. Some level 2 stuff here. Was averaging like 45 miles an hour on the other one. Not so here. There are miles of this loose stuff, and I can't imagine it's going to get less loose as more people ride it through the season. This could be a really fun section. Yeah, I'm being mildly sarcastic. So that's definitely a lot of wheel spin to keep momentum. On the ups and downs, it's worse. It's not like bad or scary, or it's not like sand. Feels similar to sand with the looseness and the ass kind of wiggling around on you, but the front will track, especially if you get your weight on it. So it's not like sand where your front's constantly trying to turn away from you. Okay, well, I was not prepared for this. Am I on the right road? I absolutely am. This is shocking to me. This is steep, like what the hell steep. This is way gnarlier than anything on the optional harder section. I can't believe this is the route. I wonder if this looked a little different last year. 2 miles from a cool mountain lookout. I can't believe this is on the route. I absolutely can't. Okay, it's not so bad. I mean, it's not awesome. This is not something that me a few years ago would have wanted to do. And it's all loose and shit. Like, I knew there was a rocky section up here. Don't stop. You do not want to lose momentum. Don't stop. Don't stop. It's very difficult to cross over when I need to. Yeah, that's shit. That's shit. That is shit. Well, that's the hardest thing I've ridden on this bike. So that 200-foot section is worse than riding to the top of Cache. I should not speak too soon because we're still going up. Where am I at? I am 65 miles from the end of this section. It's 140-ish, so I guess we're about 75 miles. So you know, it's there. If you get onto that loose stuff, it's about to get worse. Let's hope that's the worst of it. Oh shit, dude. This is not good. This is not good. How is this on the regular route? That's some level 3 shit. You're pushing level 4, some of this, because it's like, this is loose as shit. I've seen OHV trails that didn't look this bad. God, I wish I was on the DRZ right now. This thing does not tractor for shit. Oh shit. Nope, I don't want to go sideways, thanks. I don't want to go sideways. Oh, get off the front brake. Am I digging? I don't want to be digging. Not making that mistake again. Dude, it is steep as shit. I'm just, oh, my swing arm is up against that rock. God, we're so close to getting off this road, I think. Fuck me, dude. Holy shit, am I stuck here? Yeah, I have the winch if I need it. I brought it. Yeah, we got to come backward. That is not salvageable. If I can't get going up the hill, I'm going to have to go down, find another way out. That's assuming I can get this bike up, which, you know, I hadn't considered till this point. I'm gonna get my front in that same hole. Oh, shit. Ow. Dude, I'm like mildly stuck. Okay, just a puzzle to figure out. I'm just gonna sit here for a minute. My problem is the tires are going in that hole, but it's gonna be sideways, so that's probably fine. Nope, it's not. Now it is. Okay. Big Rock, you're my friend. We're going downhill. Have I mentioned that this is bullshit? God, I gotta go down all that other loose shit too. Stay in first so we can crawl. If you drink, don't drive. Do the watermelon crawl. That is the hardest section I've seen on a regular BDR, period. I've done 7, not all of 7, but all of 5, and large parts of 2 more. I've had the worst luck on this bike of any bike I've had. I've tried stupider shit, so that's probably part of the factor. Probably factors in, part of the equation. Most likely. Seemed a lot steeper when I was coming up. Not to the bad part yet, though. Wow, that was much easier coming down. That was it. Okay, well. Momentum is a lot easier when you're going downhill. Who knew? All right, there's an intersection back here. Let's see if we can plot a route out to the main road. Adventure! That one goes nowhere, so we have to go down and take the next right to get back on the main road, which we would hit eventually. Yeah. So we're just cutting out the Hager Mountain section, because that. That's where that road was going. All the way to the little tiny box up there. I had a lot more to climb. I'm glad I turned around. I wonder if this other road is easier, They have to be able to get cars up there, and you're not driving a car up the road I just came down. Yeah, this is much easier. Okay, so if you want to go up there, maybe just go around and go up from this side. What the hell? I don't know. I don't have time for it now, so we're not going to try it, but maybe next time. Yeah, 1 mile from the dam. Oh, this section's not awesome when it's wet, I bet. Some rocks. I can't imagine this is the rocky section the description talks about, but maybe it is. Seems to have a habit of omitting significant things, so you'll forgive me for not trusting it completely. So many bugs in my helmet. Okay, yeah, this is kind of a rocky section. There's a decent little step right there if you hit it wrong. Not very steep though, so it's not that bad. Oh, well, the backside's a little steeper. Oh, I see water. That must be lake. Yeah, okay, some real rocks here. Some actual rocks. Not bad. Oh, that was a good one. Yeah. This is way better than that super loose shit, though. I'll ride this all day. Oh, cool river coming out of the dam. It's an earthen dam. Whoa, shit. Okay, they're saying, watch where you're going, bro. Oh, I love these out in the middle of nowhere dams. These are cool. Cool, right? That's neat. So we're camped on this lake, just up around the corner. There's a dog. Yeah, the campground's right there. And people, let's go, speaking of dog, see how Mackie's doing. That'll be great. More rocks, huh? Okay. Sand too. Fun. Oh shit. What was I saying about how I'd rather go up this? It's actually still true. Doesn't mean I would pick it over nothing at all. That's much easier. So this is Thompson Lake Campground, about halfway through section 2. It's a very nice campground, secluded, no cell phone service. There are on-site toilets, $6 a night for a service campground, so it is hard to beat that. Okay, so like I said, this is only half the section. I'm gonna do the rest of the section tomorrow, so I won't bore you with all of the camp activities necessarily. Camper's still there, that's a good sign. I hadn't paid yet. I had to go out to where there was cell phone service so I could pay, so it's good news that they didn't tow it. Hopefully they didn't ticket me or something. But let me show you the campground real quick. So it's on the lake. It's not super close, but walking distance easy. Might take Mackie down there in a bit. It's got like 18 or 20 spots. Some of them are not very level. That's the most level one. It's not the best spot, but these are better because you can get to the lake easier. Lots of tent room. Not very level. But we are only halfway through section 2 of the new Oregon BDR. Tell you what though, we are creating our own bypass when I come back in July. Holy crap nuggets. See, nice little pull through. I could have taken that one. Oh, this one's super flat. It's just like hella rude to pull up next to somebody who's already here when there's a ton of empty spots. Anyway, I don't even need to do an outro here because I'm just going to pick it up in the morning. I'll see you in the morning for maybe some coffee, but for sure some riding, and we'll check out the rest of section 2 all the way to Chemult. Should be fun.
Who was a good boy? Who was a good boy all day? That's a good Mac. That's a good Mackie boy. Yes. Who's a good boy? Mackie's a good boy.
Good morning, friends, and welcome to day 2 of attempting to finish Oregon BDR, new Oregon BDR, section 2. And just to reiterate, I started in the afternoon yesterday, so I'm doing 2 half days, but you could easily ride this in a full day. Probably less than a full day, honestly. I just wanted to see the boat ramp, what's left of it, here at Thompson Lake Reservoir. While I wait for the map to load, there it is. So I got some information that might be relevant, it might be interesting to you. It sure as hell is to me. So I've spoken to people with knowledge of the situation at the BDR, shall we say, and that whole section around Hager Mountain where I got stuck, honestly, all of the loose stuff up to that point and then the gnarly hill climb are going to be an alternate harder section. The map just has not been updated yet, so I think they're working on that now. My guess is by the time you see this video, it'll be updated. But if you download the map, and it's the December 2025 map, which is the latest one available on the website, I double-checked last night, it's wrong, and don't go near Hager Mountain, go around it. But it should be updated by the time you see this. Hopefully today, we'll see. But, so I've done my part to scout the route and make sure that it's accessible to most of you, so happy to contribute. And if my suffering spares some of you from having to experience the same suffering, I'm happy. That makes me glad. No harm, no foul, I am fine. So, about 60 miles left, 57.5 miles to Chemult. And I just kind of looked at the route on the map this morning, and it looks like it's mostly 4-digit Forest Service roads with like a couple cutoffs. So that should be pretty fast going. Now, again, I say that every time, and it doesn't turn out that way. So I'm not guaranteeing that, I'm just saying that's my current theory. Next big POI on Section 2 is Rodman Rock, which I hear is awesome, but also that there's a hiking trail to the top that I'll probably forego today in my full riding gear. I do not like hiking and riding gear. I don't know how some of you do it. I don't even like walking, but like uphill in riding gear, I'm good. Plenty of amazing views, but so far Section 2, with the exception of that little mishap, which will be super fun for those of you that want to try something gnarly on small bikes, or if you do it on a big bike, hell, send me some video because I'd like to see that. Section 2 has been pretty much a straight blast, which is great. We're about 10 miles in, and it's been these easy roads. But I wanted you to see this. You know, I don't love that it's all burned out, but it is kind of a cool aesthetic. It's got kind of a horror movie, Silent Hill vibe to it, without the fog, obviously. And green. It's crazy how the fire's just like, it's like a tornado, like a swath comes through, but 10 feet later, everything's fine, like nothing got touched. So Rodman Rock is an out and back, and it's on the route, not an optional. You could skip it if you wanted to, but if it's on the route, it can't be that hard. So the turnoff is right up here. That's our intersection, I'm guessing. Oh, actually, nope, it's right here, right here. Is this the turn? Yes? It's weird there's no signage out here. Oh, okay, it's just a Y. So yes, that is the intersection I saw. This is cool because I had no idea any of this stuff was out here. I've never been off the beaten path out in this part of Oregon. So it's super neat that they go and find this stuff and then add it to the trail so that you can experience it. It is chilly. I put the liner in my mesh jacket, or I put it on. I don't bother zipping it in. And I'm really glad I did. Because my hands are pretty cold, so my chest would definitely be cold. I don't know what the temperature is because I have no temperature gauge. I would guess somewhere around 50 right now. Maybe 48, something like that. Oh, yep. Okay, so this is the... Oh, there's a campsite here, looks like. This is the end of the road, so if you want to get up to the top, you got to hike it. So, I don't see a trail, unless this is it. That could be the trail. So my official, I guess, recommendation on this one is it's a fun little road up. If you want that, great. But if you're not planning on hiking, it might be worth skipping. All right, well, this is Rodman Rock. We've seen it. Very cool that there's stuff like this on this route. Again, the old Route 2 just didn't have much, so. Oh, he had horns too. Velvety. What is this compulsion of prey animals to run right in front of the thing they're afraid of? It's interesting. Like, why would you run toward the road? Safety tip, you probably learned this in your MSF class, but you always go behind whatever's coming. So a deer, a kid crossing the road, whatever, their instinct is always going to be to accelerate to get out of your way. So if you shoot for behind them, it's the safest probability that you will not hit them. So, pro tip for riding in the woods, if you see a deer like that, angle to go behind it. I mean, stopping is ideal, but if you can't, slow down and try to go where it is currently, rather than where it's going. That could be bad. Oh man, that might be 3 inches tall. Oh, whoa, it's a good thing I've been to all that training. Woo! Would have had to turn around otherwise, damn. More deer. just staring at me. There they go. Oh, 3. First one might have had horns. They are everywhere, so this is another reason to ride at the 70%. There could be a deer right in the corner running right in front of you. They love that. Well, it almost doesn't bear mentioning, but some of you will want to know. There's definitely, so I'm about 12 miles from Chemult, and this is a sandy section. This is, again, looks like fresh, like they're doing something to the road. It's gone from kind of sandy to pretty sandy, in some places very sandy. They have to be working on this. I can't imagine this is the road surface always. I was actually actively considering coming back on the route because it doesn't seem like I'm 10 miles from Chemult and I'm going to be there in about the same amount of time it's supposed to take the highway back, but I don't want to come back through this. I don't love sand. Tell you what though, it's oh dude, that was deep, helping me find or suss out some of the things I don't like about this bike. Oh f me. Stand up, just go. That was a bad rut. Oh my god. Thought I was going down. Almost sat. Whoo! Stand up and ride, you bitch. When the front bogs, it's really hard to get power to spin the wheel and get the speed back up. Dude, this blows. And it's all in and out of the shadows, so I can't even really see. Because the ruts will tell you, oh, there's a rabbit. It's coming the wrong way. Hi, rabbit. And the ruts will tell you how deep the sand is, but I can't really see them in the shadows. So I'm not getting that warning that I would get if the sun was overhead. A lot of wildlife on this trip. Highway 97, 4 miles, 6.9 miles to Chemult. We're leaving the main road. This doesn't look less sandy. You're gonna have sand up here. All this volcanic sand is everywhere. We are 8 miles from Chemult. If I'd stayed on that road, it goes straight to the highway, which you could take if you didn't want to do this. I love these roads. They're very fun. Shouldn't say that, because maybe it'll get not fun. Yeah, this is better than the main road for sure. Anyway, all right. Well, we're 3.7 miles from Chemult, and I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna take a chance, and I'm gonna give my thoughts on the updated sections 1 and 2, assuming there's not some gnarly obstacle between me and Chemult. Overall, massive improvement. Many kudos to the team that put it together. I went out and scouted the new routes and brought me through some parts of my home state that I have never seen and have not been able to appreciate, and I thought were awesome. There's a lot more to see on the new section 1 and 2. They're also shorter, so you can get through them faster. There's a lot more places to get gas or supplies or bail out if you have to, so it's a lot safer. It's going to be easier, and it's more scenic. It's just winds all around. That is real sand. Why the hell am I in this track where the sand is? And why am I slowing down? I'm just making all of the mistakes right now. Okay, yeah, real sand, cool. This is very sandy. We've graduated to very sandy. It's a shame that you don't get to see as much of the desert because people don't realize Oregon is half desert, and it's neat when you get a chance to see that. But I think this is better overall. It's going to be more what people expect. Yeah, I know I'm almost out of gas. We're almost there, 3 miles. Thanks for the heads up. Safer, better, easier. I think the beginning sections shouldn't be super hard, or at least we'd like to avoid that because you're just warming up, and a lot of people don't ride this much, and it's their first long day in a while, and it's nice when it's not too gnarly. Thanks to Nathan and the whole BDR team for revising it, and for honestly having the wherewithal and being humble enough to say, you know what, it's not perfect. There's problems with the wildlife refuge, and there's other areas we could explore and change it. That's how many organizations would be 3 years in, because this route is not that old, and would be willing to take feedback and go through and do a wholesale revamp of 30% of their product. It just doesn't happen. So I think that is super cool. And if you've done Oregon before, I say come back, do it again, totally worth it. And if you were hesitating to do Oregon because of section 1 being 170 miles through the desert, where people are getting heat stroke, and then section 2 is 130 or something like that miles through the desert, where people are breaking their legs. Shout out my buddy Kyle, who broke his leg on that damn cattle guard on section 2. This is a lot easier and more fun, but it's not boring. This part has been great. But wholesale, just awesome, good improvement, really excited about it, and excited to come back and do the whole thing in July. All right, where are we? We are at Highway 20, headed into Chemult, I think. 0.76 miles. Damn. Good job. I thought we were going to end up like on the highway for 5-10 miles like you sometimes do. Nope, we are right outside of the city. Perfecto. In fact, there's a sign that says welcome to Chemult. So literally right outside the city. Well done. Well done. All right, that is section 2 complete. I left at 8:15. It is 10:03, so I did the second half from Thompson Lake in an hour 45. This is the end of section 2, and if you haven't yet, consider subscribing because I am going to come back and do the new section 3, but that's close enough that I can do it on a loop from my house, so I won't have to base camp, but I'm just going to come up and do a 1-day or a 2-day and hit that very soon. So subscribe so you don't miss that, and I also got the review coming on the 390 after we're at 1,200 miles. We'll be at close to 1,400 by the time I get done today. Don't miss that. But I just want to say thanks for watching. I appreciate you. I don't know where this guy's going. Thanks to all the BDR people who put this route together. And thanks to Break Free for sponsoring this video. But that's going to do it. Thank you for watching. And please do not forget to be excellent to each other. Thank you.
Excellent!